What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares of a certain company do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 a week. So in these episodes, I do go over the list of companies you guys do provide me. The one we will be covering in this video will be SVOL, which should be an ETF, but we'll pull it up on Seeking Alpha, look at the company profile or ETF, see what they do. We'll pull up the charts, look at the history performance on them. Then we'll pull up the dividend scorecard, look at the dividend summary information, and then we'll pull up the calculator to crunch those numbers to see in total how much would you have to have invested in the stock to roughly make about $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and also $100 a week. And then we'll wrap up the video by looking at the dividend yield, showing us if currently is the best opportunity to enter the stock or ETF on the dividend yield, or in the past it was a better opportunity. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. So the other thing I did want to mention, if there's a company you guys do want me to cover, let me know. I'll be happy to add it to the list. We'll eventually get to it, but let's go ahead and jump over to Seeking Alpha. All right, guys, so we have SVOL, Simplify Volatility Premium ETF, currently trading about $22.79. Let's go ahead and actually pull up the fund profile. We can read a little bit about them. So Simplify Exchange Traded Funds, Simplify Volatility Premium ETF is an exchange traded fund launched and managed by Simplify Asset Management Inc. It invests in public equity and fixed income markets of the United States. For its equity portion, the fund invests directly in through derivatives in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. It employs short strategies and uses derivatives such as futures and options to create its portfolio. It invests in growth and value stocks of companies across diversified market capitalizations. For its fixed income portion, the fund invests in high quality short-term debt securities. Simplify Exchange Traded Funds Simplified Volatility Premium ETF was formed on May 12th, 2021, and it's domiciled in the United States. The fund type is U.S. equity. Issuer is Simplify Asset Management, and inception was May 12th, 2021, so not a very long time there. Expense ratio is a 1.16%, and then assets under management is actually 514.37 million, not a very large one there. Typically I like to have the billions, and you can kind of see the returns here, but let's go ahead and actually look on the year to date for the charts, guys. It is up by 4.16% in the green. On the 1 year change though, they are up about 6.10% in the green, which is great to see. 5 year change, of course, it only goes back to 2021, so we won't have that performance there, but it looks like when they did publicly trade started around $25, so it's actually down quite a bit for these past, what is it, two or so years. And if we look at the 52-week range here, 52-week low is at $20.95, 52-week high is $23.25, trading a little bit closer to the 52-week high. Expense ratio is that 1.16%. They do pay out monthly, and dividend rate is $3.79. Yield is a 16.167%, and of course assets under management is 514.37 million, market cap there. So let's go ahead and pull up the dividend scorecard. And so if we scroll down here to the dividend scorecard, we can kind of look a little bit about them. So dividend yield, of course, is a 16.67%. Very high dividend yield, guys. Annual payout is $3.79. So for one share of this ETF, you would get roughly paid $3.79 annually. There's nothing for payout ratio, nothing for 5-year CAGR. Growth is 1 year here. They do pay out monthly on the frequency, and you get about 30 cents every single month, so pretty great to see. Let's go ahead and pull up this calculator and we can crunch these numbers, guys. So first thing we want to find out is how much of this ETF would you have to have invested to roughly make about $1,000 a month. So we want to make $1,000 a month. There's 12 months in a year, of course, so annually we need to make $12,000. If you do take the $12,000 divided by the annual payout, which is at $3.79, this would actually give you the total number of shares you need to own to achieve this amount, which is actually about 3,166 shares. So if we multiply that times the current share price, this will actually give you the total amount of money you need to invest right now to make about $1,000 a month. So that's about $72,158 invested in this ETF. Quick way you can actually calculate this is take the $12,000 you need to make annually and divide it by the dividend yield, which is at 16.67%, and this will roughly give you a quick estimate. So about $71,000, almost $72,000 invested in this ETF, and you'd be roughly making that $1,000 a month. Let's go ahead and do the next one, guys, which is $100 every single month. This one's a little bit more achievable because of course you do require a lot less capital, but also if you if you take the previous answer divided by 10, this will give you the answer for the $100 per month. But since we do have the calculator pulled up, we'll go ahead and walk through the steps just for anybody that is interested in learning this. So we have $100 we want to make every single month, so we want to multiply it times 12 because there is 12 months in a year. So annually we need to make $1,200. If you take that divided by the annual payout, which is at $3.79, you roughly get about 316 shares of this. And then if you multiply those shares times the current share price, which is $22.79, you'll see that you roughly have to have invested about $7,215, and you'd be making about $100 every single month. Of course, well, yeah, they do pay out monthly, so yeah, you would be very close to that. But anyways, a quick way to calculate this is take the 1,200 divided by the dividend yield, which is at 16%, almost 17%, quite a huge amount. But of course, $7,198 is what you'd have to have invested in this, very close to the previous answer we saw. Let's go ahead and do the last one, guys, which is $100 every single week. This would be very, very awesome to see. So we want to make $100 every single week. There's actually 52 weeks in a year, so we'd multiply that. So annually we do need to make about $5,200 in dividends. But if you take the annual payout here, which is $3.79, divide that, you'll see that we get the total number of shares, which is roughly about 1,372 shares, and you'd be roughly making $100 every single week. Of course, they do pay out monthly, so you'd probably have to split it by every week from there. But if you take the 1,372 shares, multiply it times the current share price, which is $22.79, you'll see that we roughly get about $31,268 we'd have to have invested, and you'd be roughly making those $100 every single week, guys, which is very, very awesome to see. So quick way to calculate this, take the 5,200 you need to make annually divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see we roughly get about 31,000 as well. So that's a quick way to calculate that, guys. Let's go ahead and wrap up this video by jumping over to the dividend yield. Alright guys, here I'm here at the dividend yield. You'll see that this is the dividend yield. It'll fluctuate over time. So back in 2021 they first started, it was a very low dividend yield, and it's slowly right around that 2022, or I guess October 2022 is where it spiked up to the furthest, and it's been slowly going down, or I guess staying a little bit consistent going in the past year or so. Yeah guys, let me know in the comment section if you guys are invested in this ETF. Are you planning to hold it for the long term? What are your reasons behind it? And then let me know any other companies you guys want me to cover in the future. Let me know. I'll be happy to add it to the list. We'll eventually get to it. Anyways, this is all I have for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Help me reach that 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it as well. If you wouldn't mind dropping a big thumbs up on the video, goes a long way. Definitely appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.